How you doing? My name is Thunder, and welcome to another episode of the Need for Speed Most Wanted car build. Why did I have a pause there? In the last part, we finally had another car to take down the top time with the Porsche Carrera GT, and in this part, we'll see if we'll have another car to take last place. You may remember much earlier on through the series I used the Vauxhall Monaro VXR, and that was by far the worst car I've used out of the bunch. There's also the Pontiac GTO in this game, which is pretty much based on the same platform. Will the GTO be just as bad? According to the stats, it's not looking promising, but we'll have to see if the GTO can at least redeem itself compared to the Monaro. And to see if the GTO can at least redeem itself compared to the Monaro, it's got 6 laps to go around the Petersburg test track as fast as possible, and to set the best lap time there is. I had a very small burp coming, and you may have heard it very slightly. The slowest car around here, of course, as I mentioned, is the Vauxhall Monaro VXR, which set a 1 minute 05.36. And of course, as I mentioned every part, the fastest car that's been around here is the Porsche Carrera GT, which set a time of 57.45. When I originally tested Monaro, I was really shocked. I honestly thought the car would be doing better than it did, and it didn't. And honestly, I don't expect much else from the GTO because it's pretty much the same car, to say the least. The car struggles to get up to speed because it's got a low top speed, and its handling, yeah, it's not very good. I'm very much expecting that the GTO will rank pretty much nearly around the same area that the Monaro did, and if I do any better, then it's probably because I'm a little more used to this track by now. Yeah, that could be a good sign. 107.95. We may just be able to do better than we did in the Monaro. I don't know if I were to test the car again, would I do the Monaro if I happen to do a better time, but honestly, I don't have much high hopes. And you saw there the GTO, I just started sliding like that. This car is just it's not very good. It's not very fast, and the handling's not that great. I mean, it is sharp, but then it also slides a lot too. So that's kind of its letdown, to say the least. But we'll just have to see what we can pull off here, and just hope for the best, to say the least. But, just like I mentioned, I just don't have a lot of high hope for this car. There's just something about the Monaro and GTO that they really just screwed up. It just doesn't feel like you'd be very competitive with this car against mostly anything, to say the least. So, but we did do better. We did a 104.42, which is actually a huge jump, and I'm actually starting to think maybe I might have to do an update video with the Monaro, because a lot of me believes maybe I could do a better time with that car. The Monaro is so far down. GTO, I already did like a second better than it. So I don't know, maybe an update video for that car will happen soon. I'm not going to do it right after this one, because I don't want to drive, of course, the same car twice in a row, essentially. But that's at least a general sign there that the GTO is at least, I guess the better of the two so far. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, though its handling's not very good. I would still argue it's better than the CLK 500. That car was an absolute disaster when it came to the handling. It was just ugly handling for that thing. Out of all the cars I've tested, I'd say so far the CLK 500 had the worst handling. Just needless to say, though, I don't have to drive that again, which is nice. 103.78, more improvement. Kind of generally surprised I'm actually getting this kind of time. I thought I'd be around those same 105 area that apparently my best time was set with the Monaro. So yeah, I think I'm definitely going to eventually, maybe, you know what, I think maybe before I move on to the mod cars, I might give the Monaro one more run to see if it can improve its time. But as for now, we're not going to worry about it, because you kind of get the impression, even with the GTO here, it would, even if I were getting the time I was getting now with the GTO, it would still mean it would pretty much be at the bottom of the field. So it's not like doing that is really going to add to much. But I guess it's still worth giving it a try to see if I can at least do a better time with it, because this is quite a big difference. So, which is what's making me wonder if I actually could do a better time the second time around with the Monaro. But we'll not worry about that right now. But yeah, you can, even with that 1:03 time that I did with the GTO, it's still nothing to brag home about. It's not a very good time. So, but regardless, at least the GTO is trying, or at least I'm trying better with the GTO. I guess is the better way of looking at it. So, but you know, it is what it is. Also still very hungry because again I missed lunch. Been recording all these parts in one day. Just been kind of like binge recording them because I just had nothing else to do, and I thought might as well just get a whole bunch of these done, so I have a whole bunch of stuff I can keep on hold. So whenever I get around to putting this on YouTube, I have a whole bunch of parts already. So, you know, it's a good way of looking at it, I suppose. So I've been going to the bathroom all day. What am I doing? Yeah, what am I doing? That was pathetic. Sorry, but I have to in this case. I just got so distracted by something apparently that happened, so. I was actually very good through that section, which is very surprising. I actually did very quick through that with the GTO of all cars to do that. But needless to say, that probably won't last for much else of this run through. I don't think I'm gonna beat that 1:03 time I did. I might. So, but I don't have high hopes, to say the least. Anyways. Yep, and considering I've just done that, that pretty much means that this is over, so. Let's just slide around with the car for a bit. Yay! Yeah, you pretty much get it. Even if I were to do a really good lap, I would still pretty much, this car would still pretty much be pretty much at the bottom of the pack. But the fact that it did indeed, though, get a 103.78 does mean that it's not last place, which the Monaro still holds. Although, of course, that's nothing much to brag about. It's still second last, 2/10 down on the CLK 500, and a bit more down, of course, on the Aston Martin DB9. And I don't know why I'm going that way for, but whatever. So yeah, at least I got these two cars now out of the way. So next time will probably be a much better car. So stay tuned for that. If you have any comments, feel free to let me know. And as always, thank you for watching, and take care.